guys, and welcome to this month's vlog. Yeah, this month is not nearly as exciting as the last one because, you know, I didn't go to Japan again, unfortunately. But I have been relaxing a lot, so yeah, it's been times with friends, reading some books. I'm gonna talk about some books, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about the book reviews that I have been promising for like 4 months that I've never made. Let's start with that actually, and then just segue into books I've been reading this month. Because I originally said that I wanted to do book reviews like in the middle of each month. I think I want to change that because I actually did do videos on this, but while editing it I was just like, no, I just hated the videos too much. Like, I did it twice. I did 2 reviews or recommendations of Alice in Wonderland, and I just hated both of them, so I just decided that I wouldn't go for like a 3rd round of doing that. So I am gonna talk about books in these vlogs because I have a feeling that the people who are watching these vlogs are the people who would watch those videos as well, so I might as well put them into one thing anyway, because that's less videos for me, and I already have so many. So yeah, let's segue into things that I've been reading this month because I haven't actually had a lot of time to read. I can't even speak these past few months because of school, and that's just too stressful. But I have been reading a little bit this month. So let's start with one that I've just been rereading because I love it so much. I've been rereading The Martian, and yes, this is a Dan and Phil bookmark, if you're wondering. But yeah, I've been rereading The Martian, which is just such a good book. A lot of you have probably watched the movie, and I'm not gonna go into, oh, the book is much better than the movie. The book is just a lot different than the movie because the movie obviously has to cut out a lot of things, and it actually cuts out like the last 150 pages of the book, which, yeah, okay, fair enough. But it actually, if you watch the movie and you liked it, you'll love the book. It's so funny, and if you like science, it has the science in it, and if you don't like the science, you can skip the science, because it just explains why things work like they do, but if you're a nerd like me, you'll probably like that, and it's set up in a very easy to read kind of way, and it's just like a joy to read. I borrowed this from my friend because I actually don't own this book, and I was like, okay, I want to read this slowly because the first time I read it all in one sitting, and I was like, oh, I'm so sad that I read it all so quickly. So this time I was like, yeah, I'm gonna read it slowly, and then the first day I read this much. This is just from one day of reading, and I wanted to read like maybe 100 pages, but I ended up reading, what's this? 300 pages. So yeah, that's what happens when I can't control myself. But I'm gonna read a little bit from chapter 1 just to get you a feel of how this book is written, because for a lot of people, I think, especially if you read a lot, the way a book is written is like make or break for if you want to read it or not. And I think this is also, if you don't read a lot, this is actually a really good book to read because it's so easy. So yeah, I'm just gonna read like a bit of the first chapter. Log entry Soul 6. I'm pretty much fucked. That's my considered opinion. Fucked. 6th day into what should be the greatest month of my life, and it's turned into a nightmare. I don't even know who will read this. I guess someone will find it eventually. Maybe 100 years from now. For the record, I didn't die on Soul 6. Certainly the rest of the crew thought I did, and I can't blame them. Maybe there'll be a day of national mourning for me, and my Wikipedia page will say, Mark Watney, the only human being to have died on Mars. And it'll be right, probably, because I'll surely die here, just not on Soul 6 when everyone thinks I did. Let's see, where do I begin? Yeah, if you don't know what The Martian is, it's about a guy who's stuck on Mars, as you probably figured from the first page. Yeah, it's just generally a very, very good book. Definitely recommend it. If you don't want to read it and you know nothing about it, go watch the movie. The movie is good as well. It has Matt Damon in it, if you like him. It has Sebastian Stan, who's just like eye candy, and I love him a lot, so watch it for him if you don't care about anything else. It's just a really good film and a very good movie, so yeah, definitely recommend it. Now, another thing I've been reading, as kind of like bedtime stories, is a book that I picked up in the bookstore when I was out shopping with my friend, and I do this thing where I go into either my local manga shop or I go into like a bookstore, and I just buy things that look interesting. So I know nothing about it and I just decide to buy it because the cover is pretty, or the first word on the first page was like something different or something. So I'll just, yeah, do stuff like that. And I think about a year ago I found this book, and the cover was really interesting. It's called A Wild Swan and Other Tales. And I was like, wow, this cover is really pretty. Like, look at that, it's really pretty. So why not buy it? Like, that's my logic for buying books sometimes. And I started reading it. And this book is basically fairy tales on drugs. Like, it's so trippy, but it's like a lot of, or probably all of them are fairy tales that are well known. So far I've gone through Snow White, Jack and the Beanstalk, Hansel and Gretel, and I guess Swan Lake, probably. Yeah, those are the 4 I've gone through at the moment. And they're just so trippy. Like, let me give you an example. So the Hansel and Gretel one, that story focuses on the witch that lives in the candy house. And it basically tells her life story. And the interpretation this book has is that the witch was a prostitute, and the only thing she ever cared about was, yeah, having sex with guys and teaching them about the female body by obviously having sex with them. And then apparently at some point she goes insane because she gets really old and people don't want to have sex with really old people. So she builds this candy house to attract young people, because if people live in a candy house, you'll be mysterious and interesting, and hopefully she can get like something out of that, but it backfires on her and she dies because it still follows the Hansel and Gretel story. But it's like super trippy, and all the stories are also set in like the modern universe. So it's like, which I didn't get at first because I read the first story about the Swan, and it wasn't until like page 6 that he started talking about being on the subway that I was like, wait, it's not set in like a medieval setting, it's set in the modern setting. So yeah, if you like fairy tales and drugs, I would recommend this. It's very, very trippy. Like, the prologue is just, it's something else. Like, I'd recommend this. I would read you the prologue, but I can't pronounce half the words. I know them because I've read about them, but I can't pronounce the words, so yeah, I'll maybe leave a little extract in the description if you want to read it, because it's a lot of fun to read, but it's definitely a plus 18 book, if you didn't get that from the old lady having sex with young people. But yeah, super interesting. So yeah, this is super fun to read before you go to bed, but yeah, it's fun. So yeah, that kind of concludes what I've been reading of interesting stuff, at least. I want to talk a little bit about another thing I've been reading that I haven't talked about on the channel either, because obviously I do manga reviews of things, and I started two new this month. Yeah, I started Jagan and Dr. Stone in the beginning of this month, but I also started reading Robot X Laser Beam, which I believe from the video titles I've seen no videos on this because at first I wasn't interested, but from the video titles I've seen of like Chibi, I think, doing reviews of this, apparently this hasn't been well received, which kind of makes sense because you'd expect a lot from this guy because he's the one who made Kuroko no Basket, which obviously I'm a big fan of. I think I talked about Kuroko no Basket in a lot of my videos today. And it's about golf, which is kind of like a boring sport. But personally I think it's pretty interesting. Like, I don't care too much about golf, but I think the characters are interesting. Like, Robo, the main character, reminds me a lot of Kuroko. Like, he looks like Kuroko just with red hair. The golf superstar looks like Aomine, who I also love, and to be fair, I kind of ship Kuroko and Aomine, and this golf manga is basically just an Aokuro golf AU. I tweeted about this as well, because yeah, it really just is, like, holy crap. But yeah, it's interesting to say the very least. I'd say if you like Kuroko no Basket, I think this manga might actually be worth it because I forgot his name. What the mangaka is good at is not necessarily the story. Like, I'm not saying the story of Kuroko no Basket isn't good. Like, it's literally my second favorite manga. But what really draws me into Kuroko no Basket, for example, is the way he makes characters. So I'm just hoping that if he can make characters as well as in Kuroko no Basket, then I don't really care about the fact that it's about golf. I just get really invested in the characters because, yeah, characters are what's important in sports anyway. But yeah, I'd give it a shot if you've been wondering. If you're into sports anime and if you like Kuroko no Basket, I'd actually say give this a shot even though it's about golf. Because it's pretty okay. It's pretty, yeah. It's interesting so far. Like, I've read the first 2 chapters, the 3rd chapter isn't out on Manga Stream yet. At least at the time I'm filming this. So, yeah, give it a try if you're just slightly interested and see, because I can definitely see why people are like, what the heck is this? But I think it's pretty interesting. So yeah, since there are only 2 chapters out, I mean, give it a try, see what you want. I mean, Shonen Jump approved this series for a reason. I mean, there's of course the name that makes it kind of sure that people will read it, but they probably figured that if it was a shit series, they shouldn't publish it, so yeah. Apart from things I've been reading, I did say I spent times with friends. I'm so good at speaking today. It's like, words are just, they don't matter to me anymore. But no, I think it was either in the beginning of the month or by the very end of last month, and it's probably the last thing. My friend and I, the friend that I keep talking about, like, you know her at this point, we went to a sushi restaurant. Obviously to get sushi, because I had a gift card, and it's like this very, very expensive sushi thing that we really can't afford as 2 students, but because I had that gift card I'd gotten from my mother's boyfriend for Christmas, we could suddenly afford to go there. So we went to this really expensive sushi restaurant. If you live in Denmark, sticks and sushi, and you'll know it's really good. But what I want to talk about is not the sushi itself, it's actually the desserts we got, because wow, okay, so desserts, like Japanese desserts are like levels above all other desserts. Like, I'm just putting that out there. And the thing is, if you haven't realized at this moment, I really like green tea, I really like matcha, those 2 things are just heaven. And I got, for these desserts, I got this matcha cake thing. And it was honestly the best thing I have ever tasted in the cake world, and probably ever. Like, I'm gonna be real with you, this was just so freaking good. I have a picture somewhere. Somewhere around me there's a picture. I can't even explain. Like, imagine the fluffiest brownie you have ever put in your mouth, but softer and fluffier. It was like putting a cloud into your mouth, and it had this, like, the brownie texture, but just more cloudy, and then tasted of matcha. It was the best thing ever. And I'm just like, I'm not over that. Basically what I'm telling you is to eat matcha cakes. Fluffy, soft matcha cakes that are just like clouds in your mouth. Clouds of matcha. Oh my god, it was the best. At some point I'm gonna try to recreate this, and I'm gonna fail miserably, but I'm gonna try, because that's what you do in life. You try and then you fail and you say, okay, that's fair enough, I tried. Right. I don't actually think I have anything else that like actually happened this month. I've just been going to school trying to catch up on homework. Like, yeah, you remember that one day where I had to do all my videos one day later? I was literally just doing homework that day. I was at my friend's house, like, which is at the outskirts of freaking Copenhagen. I don't even know why we went there. It was so far away. And I was just doing homework all day, which was like really annoying when the chapter dropped, because I was like, yeah, I should be home doing videos and reading One Piece, but now I have to avoid spoilers by reading about American politics instead. Which, to be fair, American politics is super interesting, but I would have much rather have read One Piece and been doing videos for you guys. But yeah, homework has just been wow. Because, you know, I took that 1 week off to go to Japan. Like, that wasn't even a holiday, like a holiday week. That was just me just taking a week out of my life to go to Japan and then having to come back and catch up on everything. So, yeah, that's basically why I haven't been doing a lot of things this month, because damn. And I'm still behind on homework. It's ridiculous. There's so much. When you miss a week of university or college or whatever, you're just like so far behind. So yeah, don't do that. Prioritize school, prioritize mental health, which I also haven't been doing this month. Like, segue into that, I kind of promised to explain why I didn't have a Shogeki no Soma video last week and a Dr. Stone video last week. Those were the two I missed, I believe. Basically, I just had a mental breakdown. Like, I think 2 weeks leading up to like last Sunday, I was just like, my mental health was just like screaming at me to take a break, and I was just still trying so hard to catch up on my homework and catch up on various different things, so I was just like not taking a break or not taking that day off, which I do really need sometimes. And I just kind of like, I melted down and died. So, if your mental health is like, yeah, take a fucking break, then yeah, heed those signs and just slow down a bit, because your body will break. Your body knows what's best for you, and your body will break if you don't heed the warning signs. So yeah, do that. So yeah, let's end this on a note. Take care of your mental health, stay hydrated, do good things for yourselves, take a break if you need it, and try hard to do good things in life. And just try hard if you want to achieve something. And that got very deep, but those are good advice to all of you people. So yeah, stay well, my children. And I will see you again next month with another vlog. Not with another video, I'll have another video today. But yeah, until next time, bye.